Everybody wants to post profits, but no one wants to post the process. You cannot build trust and confidence or even a community if you're hiding the part where you're learning. The truth is, traders who actually win long term are the ones who are willing to be honest what it takes to get there. My name is Chrissy.
And I'm George.
And welcome to Married to the Markets. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about transparency. Because as we know, you're not always going to be up and you're not always going to win every trade. You are going to lose. And you may even blow some accounts in the meantime.
Most traders want to just highlight, the good stuff. They want to highlight the wins, but nobody want to post their losses. Everybody's just, oh, I'm winning always. But that's not necessarily the case. Everybody loses at some point. You got to be transparent and open with your wins and losses.
And a lot of it is culture, right? With this whole new social media phase, I just want to post that I'm getting 100% and 1,000%ers every single day. And we know that's not the truth, right? And I think culture shames people for their down moments, right? Nobody wants to show the process because they're afraid of how others are going to perceive them. And that is what's holding a lot of people back because they're afraid, like if I say that I lost on this trade, people will think, oh, trading is a scam. I told you should never put your money in that, right? Don't we hear things like that? And so that holds a lot of people back from actually posting their losses.
Yeah, you have to talk about transparency. If you want to grow as a trader, not only with people and culture, but with yourself. A lot of times we're not honest with ourselves, and that can push us way back from moving forward. Transparency is best, especially with yourself, but be transparent with everyone. Bring everyone on your journey. Not every time we win on a trade. There's times when we're going to lose on a trade. We have to be willing to say, okay, we lost on the trade and it's okay.
Hiding is hurting your growth. When you hide your mistakes, you're delaying your progress. You have no one there to correct you, to tell you, okay, well, you're messing up here. This is what you knew because you're hiding. And I tell my mentees, if you're struggling and you don't speak up, it's because that is your choice. You're willing to hide. You're not willing to come out and say, you know what? I don't understand this. I need help. Because there are a lot of people that can say, oh, I'm a trader, but they've been trading for years and still not profitable. And it's because they're hiding behind the mistakes and not voicing like, you know what, man, I give up. I need some help. What's going on? What's the strategy? How do I get this done? But that's, I think, will take a change if we start to at least admit that you need assistance.
Yeah, but the thing is, we see that all the time because we have people that come inside our mentorship. Some never traded before, but you have some people that been trading, but they don't know why they're losing.
Yeah.
And the whole point is, if you're just honest with yourself, be transparent. A lot of times, oh, I trade, but then where's your losses? Where's your wins? Are you documenting everything to make sure that you're being honest and transparent with yourself? But the thing is, they feel like they won't move forward if they're talking about losses. Losses is gonna come with trading. No matter who it is, the thing is you have to know how to mitigate those losses and make sure those losses are small versus your wins.
Correct. So this is going to actually allow you to see what's actually working, right? This is all part of journaling. This is all part of speaking up. This is about being in the right community and letting people know, okay, this is where I'm struggling, and that's going to actually show you what's actually working, but you have to voice up where you're falling short. And it's okay. Ain't nothing more satisfying than saying, yeah, I might have blown a couple accounts in the past, but look at me now. It's where you're trying to get to is where everybody's mindset really needs to be. It's just being honest with yourself throughout this process. Because if you don't be honest with yourself, the market gonna make you honest.
They're gonna humble you.
Okay.
The market will humble you. So recently, the market humbled me.
Yeah.
Right? The market humbled me. We went for what? A month, and we only lost one trade. I felt like I was invincible type of thing, like, yo, every trade is just like a win. And I was like, I knew that there's gonna be a day where the loss will come.
You know how I knew? Your friend had called you one day and he was like, be careful because it might come soon. And as soon as he said that.
And the crazy thing is, when that loss came, it felt like a gut punch. But afterwards, that loss came and then another one came. And my worst day in months happened right afterwards.
Yeah.
I lost 3 trades that day.
That has never happened. Let me tell you guys that from right now.
3
that
trades.
Has never happened.
And the thing is, being transparent is all about being real with yourself. a lot of times people will say, listen, you know what? I can't lose this amount, or if you lose a trade, that means you're not good. No, you're gonna lose on trade. Yeah. When you come in, if you're looking for a mentor and that mentor never loses on a trade, that means they're hiding something. You have to be transparent and know that when you come into trading, we're gonna teach you risk management. You're gonna learn certain things to mitigate your risk so you don't blow your account. But there's gonna be times where the trade or the setup that you take, you did everything absolutely right and it still didn't go your way, right? And that's just part of trading.
There's power in transparency. And so within our Discord, we usually put in our weekly summary. We are able to see, okay, they win more than they lose, which is right. But you do have those days. So you go in a profit flex and you'll see profit after profit after profit. Yeah. And then we got hit. But that's just being real. And you know what? Sometimes people are not willing to say that on camera because there's always the trolls that are like, oh, see, I told you. I love what I do.
I care less.
I don't mean to, but I'm just saying I love what I do and it's changing lives. Yep. People are still able to make a certain amount of income. But again, if you have a take profit in mind, take your take profit. Like there's people in our group that's like, yo, I was good. I took my money. I was good. I didn't need the whole run.
And the thing is, that's the crazy part because it's not necessarily saying that the trades that we did was bad.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
The thing for me is that sometimes I'll scale out of my trades. The ones that I scale out of, yes, I took profit on those, but the ones that I held bring the account back.
Sucky.
So the thing is, you just have to be mindful and be like, all right, once you start looking back at your trades, now you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be transparent with other people around you so they could keep you accountable as well.
At this point, what you do when this happens is that you have to figure out, what did you learn from your losses, right? Now, did you follow your strategy? This is why journaling is important. This is why community, so you can talk to other people, especially people who are trading the same way that you're trading. I think it's very important. But what did you learn from those losses? Well, I learned that you need to take profit. You don't always have to take the full run. You learn that the market does what the market wants to do, especially within a shutdown. One day we can gap up, next day we can gap down. You don't know. With the president saying whatever he wants, anything can happen, right? One day we didn't even know he said something and things happen. Yeah. So you just have to learn from your losses, right?
And the thing is, how you learn is you have to journal. I say this time and time again, but it's nothing new under the sun. You have to journal. When you journal, you'll find out, were you being greedy? Were you up on the trade and didn't take your profit? Yeah. For us, we have mentees now that as soon as they hear us say 10%, they're taking something off the table or they're getting out the trade, right? But for us, it's like when I say 10%, 10% is a part where, hey, you either scale out, you take profit or what.
And that's on you, right? A lot of our trades are way over that. I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my gosh, it's 10%. Come into the group, you'll see a lot of 100%ers.
I mean, we have all types of... Today did Salesforce. We did 45% on Salesforce today as far as a trade. People forget, and I have to mention this all the time, forget about the small wins. When you go to the gym, you don't lose 20 pounds right away. You don't gain muscle right away. It's the small wins. It's you going to the gym daily, you lifting the weights daily, you showing up for yourself, you eating right. So how does that look in trading? That look like, hey, listen, you know what? Let me document. What did I do today?
Recap, reflection.
Right? How did I feel? But the small wins to get to a big account look like 10% wins, 20% wins, 100% wins. But at the same time, you're taking something off the table to make sure that you feel good about taking profit.
I was just going to say what you just said about feeling good. It's building your confidence, just like anything else, right? You know how we speak affirmations to ourselves. We want to feel good. Well, you need to take your wins so you can start to feel good and you can start to stack up. When you have that muscle,
stack them wins.
Stack those wins. There are people sometimes working a certain job. Like, why would you not take profit? You don't even make that in an hour, right? So take your wins and stack them up. You tell me this all the time. Never let your day reflect how you feel, right? Don't let your P&L reflect how you feel. Whereas it's the overall picture. What did you do for this week? What did you do this month? What would you do this quarter? What did you do for the year? That's where we have to look at, yes, every day we want to win, but not every day it's going to be like that. And just be open about it.
Yeah, because listen, you could have a green day. The green day can turn in a green week. The green week can turn in a green month. And then next month you start off, right? and you end up with a red month. The thing is, you have to look at the reflection. What is your long-term goal in this?
Correct.
We wanted to take a quick break and say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Did you know that 80% of the people that are watching this video are not subscribed? And you might be one of those people just as well. And if you are, do us a favor and click that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Watching this video, that means you might be interested in options trading. I'm not sure if this is for you, but I wanted to let you know that George and I have a 6-week mentorship called Married to the Markets. We'll be teaching you everything about options trading and holding your hand throughout this process. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, make sure you pause this video and check the description because we're going to be putting all the information that you need and to see if you're qualified for this. So if this is something that you want, we would love to have you guys in the Married to the Market family. So guys, let's go ahead and jump back into the video.
Because some months you could knock it out of the park, and then the following month you could lose. But what does it look like at the end of the year for you? In a sense, if you want a winning week, then it have to go day by day.
Correct.
So you have to track, and all of those have to deal with you tracking your progress, you tracking your results, being transparent, being honest with yourself, and hold yourself accountable.
And that's where it comes into self-trust, right? Just being honest and strengthening yourself day by day and just having that belief that you can do it. I don't care if you had losing days, a losing week or a month. That does not define who you are. Sometimes you get in a trade and everything was right and it still did not do what it needed to do. It played around in your face. You know what I mean? And then go your direction the following week. Like things like that happen. It happens all the time.
And with options trading, you have to remember, right? You could do everything right, but there was one thing that might have did that you say, listen, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit risky this week. I'm going to get this week contract instead of next week contract. Knowing that, hey, if it was a swing trade,
you should have had more time on that.
More time. So the thing is, your contract might not give you the time that you need to end up being profitable or as profitable. So a lot of times when you will see people, you know, they make their P&L affect their day. You can know if you had a losing day with your attitude. You go around people,
I'm being
just
transparent. That's how I was, especially when I first got started. I used to let my P&L affect my day.
Always.
To the point where my children knew. When they came home, they're like, oh, mom's in the bed, mom's sleeping. And they were young at this time, years ago. They're like, oh, don't mess with her. She had a losing day. And that's how I used to be. Like, everything went down. And so that's something that I had to work on. And I still work on daily. You know, sometimes I have a losing day.
Nobody likes to lose.
I don't want to talk on the phone. Like, keep these conversations short. I'm not in a great mood, but I'm not going to take it out on anybody, right? But I personally, that's something that I still deal with from time to time, but I've gotten better. And because my husband has made me recognize that. And so I work on that consciously. But you see how when you have teamwork or partner or a community where someone can lift you up when you fall short, that's important. So if you're doing this on your own, come on over to the Discord, come into a community where you could feel like, okay guys, this is what I'm going through, I'm having a day, so you can get uplifted. You don't want people around you that's going to beat you down. You want people that's going to uplift you, because you better believe there are going to be times where it is rough. Don't let anybody tell you that trading is all, you know, unicorns and sunshines. It's not always that way. You're going to have those days and you're going to need the support of others to help uplift you, because otherwise you may quit right before that breakthrough.
Yeah. But the thing is too, you have to just remind yourself, hey, if you have, everybody wants to celebrate when they win. Everybody gets excited. But what about the day that you lose? Get excited about that because you learned something.
Okay, so let's be real. There are times where if I lost on a trade, I know my entry, my stop loss, my take profit, everything.
You got
right?
better.
So my thing is, if I lost on a trade and he'd be like, you all right? I'm fine. It hit my stop loss. I still have money to trade. I tell him that. What am I mad at? I followed my strategy. If the strategy didn't work out, it didn't work out. Let's go about it a day, because you cannot let those little moments affect me. I did everything necessary. If it didn't work at this time, then it didn't. But a lot of the times I'll look by the end of the week or the following week, there goes the play without me. So I just learned to be okay, because I told myself this is where my stop loss is. And one thing about us, when we say this is our stop loss, we don't care.
Yeah, it's the
This is our
maturity
stop
level.
loss.
It's the maturity level.
Maturity in trading. A lot of people would move their stop loss and be like, ooh, but this is right here. Ooh, but that's right here. And then you just end up blowing your account because you keep moving your stop loss. If you say this structure or this level or this percentage, stick to it.
Yeah, because I'll say this, like yesterday trade, right? We were in Apple, and Apple is a swing trade. And because of the level that we got in at, there was pullbacks that bound to happen. Now, when I got in, I look at the chart.
I was okay.
I was like, man, we looked at the ATR. I looked at the ATR, and it was right at ATR for the day, which is average true range, right? For you guys that don't know. So with that, the pullback was coming. So everybody was like, man, this is options, right? Yeah. So with options, whatever you have in your account or whatever you're trading with, you're going to be down. When you're down 20, 30%, it looks crazy. When you're down 50, 60%, it looks like, yo, what the hell going on?
And
yo,
guess
yo,
what?
When are we getting out this trade?
But the thing is, you only sweat in a trade because you didn't have enough time on a contract. If you're getting in a swing trade, you can't expect it to happen instantly. Sometimes it does, but it doesn't have to. So when we were down, everybody saw, and I'm like, it's a swing trade. You got to hold this. And guess what it did this morning? It bounced off of wherever it needed to bounce off of, and it bust through. And I'm telling everybody like, yo, look, those of you that held, who held? Everybody's like, okay, I held. Some people cut. That's on them. But you got to be willing to hold within you. It did not hit your stop loss. So what are you getting out the trade for? You're only getting it out because you're scared because you're looking at your P&L.
Yeah.
Just being honest. Yeah. That's what it is. So it's about understanding your full journey, your wins and losses, and the lessons that come along, being transparent and authentic throughout this journey to yourself. Be one with yourself. I can't tell you more than to be real with your inner feelings and your thoughts. If you want to yell, scream, and cry, go ahead, get that out and start over again tomorrow, because this is a day by day. Trading is more mental than anything else. I always tell people, you got to get here right before you can get into trading, because it's going to test you.
It's more mental than anything else. Because for some people, they might say, listen, they're looking at the P&L. That's all they're looking at. And for that, it's not what you're supposed to look at. Now, it's very important you're looking at your P&L, right? But the thing is, the trade going as you expect it to go. So the thing is, when you're trading, have your stop loss, have your take profit in mind, and have your entry so you're not second guessing anything. And that's how we trade, right? So when we get in a trade, we already know where our stop loss is. If someone is asking me, hey, are you out of the trade? No, I'm not out of the trade because it didn't hit my stop loss. I might have drawdown, but it did not hit my stop loss. If it hit my stop loss, I'll get out of the trade.
Exactly. So let's go over some of the homework assignments. Listen, I'm telling you, this is very important. If you don't have a journal, make sure you go into the description, pick up a journal. This week's weekly action step. The first thing I want you guys to do is post one transparent reflection this week. Come into the Discord, just write that, or even in your journal if you have to, but just express that out loud. The second thing I want you guys to do is share something you learned from a red trade. Not just the green ones. I want to hear about the red trades just as well. You can leave that in the description. We're here to uplift you and help you throughout this process. Also ask yourself, what lesson did this trade teach me that a win could never? Sometimes you get a lot of lessons from the L's. No L is really an L, right? I don't take those losses, they're lessons. And so that's what I want you guys to do. And just remember that transparency doesn't make you weak. It makes you trustworthy. This is your season, and we believe in you, and we want to be here to support you throughout this. So if you guys are looking for a mentorship, we do have our 6-week mentorship. You could just click in the description. Again, we're looking for individuals that are willing to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work and you want some guidance and help, this is not for you. This is for people that are like, man, I really want to make a change. I want the guidance, and you're looking for transformation. Okay, we've taken people who have no knowledge of what a chart looks like and actually trading on a consistent basis and making profits. We've helped stay-at-home moms, people throughout the government shutdown, in the military, corporate. We're helping people who are really working a 9 to 5, but still find the time, because the way we teach you, it doesn't require you to work all day. You just need a little bit of preparation and you'll be good to go. So if that sounds like something that you're interested, then go ahead, click on the link, book a call, and come on over. Did you have anything else that you wanted to drop for them tonight?
That's it for today.
Well, listen, it's okay you have those L's and those red days, but we're not going to let that affect us. And we will see you guys on the next podcast.
All right.
Bye.